Hi everyone, so today we are going to do some EFT. Now over on my Facebook page and my Facebook group actually, because I get a different audience on there, I posted an affirmation and the affirmation was, my business is a huge success. And then that really got me thinking, and I don't want to just share random affirmations with you guys because affirmations are incredibly powerful and they've certainly played a massive part in my own life and my business. So what I want to do is I want to really help you get the most out of any affirmation that you're using. So the affirmation I'm going to focus on today is, my business is a huge success. Now I have created a blog post, so once this video is published I will pop it into the blog post. So I will share on the blog, I will share loads of tips of how to make the most of affirmations. But sometimes when we say affirmations they feel like a lie, and so a lot of people find that they're not effective because they actually make you feel something quite negative about the statement. So when we look at the affirmation, my business is a huge success, you might get this little mind chatter thing going on where it's sort of saying, that's a lie, it's not successful, that's not true. Or even things like, who do you think you are to have a successful business? You're never going to be able to have a successful business. All of that sort of like nagging doubt sort of thing kicks in. So that's what we're going to deal with in today's video. We're going to deal with any sort of like resistance, any limiting ideas, any limiting beliefs that you have regarding your business being a huge success. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to do a round of EFT, simply tapping on that affirmation, my business is a huge success. And what I want you to do throughout that session, you tap along with me because that's how it's going to be powerful for you personally. So what I want you to do is I want you to really notice anything that comes up, any sort of like that mind chatter that comes up that doesn't support the idea of you being successful in business. So let's get started and just, follow along with me, do the tapping, say the statements and just go with it, okay? So we're going to do classic EFT today. We're going to start on the side of the hand. This is called the karate chop point. So we're going to tap the side of the hand here and we're just going to do the setup statement and we're going to say, even though I don't really believe the statement, my business is a huge success, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now again, there are probably going to be parts of that statement, the love and accept myself bit, and anything in that statement that might cause a bit of resistance for you. Just tap through it, okay? Just stick with me. This is a powerful, powerful technique and I want you to get the benefit from it. So let's do this 3 times. Even though when I say the statement or the affirmation, my business is a huge success, I don't really believe it, but I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. When I say the affirmation, my business is a huge success, I have some resistance, I have some doubt, but I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Okay, we're going to move on to the tapping points. Okay, so again, if you're new to EFT, just do what I'm doing. So I'm tapping with 2 fingers, start at the eyebrow. And we're just going to simply say that affirmation so that any resistance that we have to that affirmation is clearing and any sort of like thoughts about that are coming up to the surface. My business is a huge success. Side of the eye, sorry. My business is a huge success. Under the eye. My business is a huge success. Under the nose. My business is a huge success. Just under the lip, between the lip and the bottom of the chin. My business is a huge success. Collarbone area, so you can tap with your whole hand, or you can, do a Tarzan sort of tap. I'd like to just sort of tap in this area here, okay? My business is a huge success. Under the arm, I use all of my fingers here. My business is a huge success. On the top of the head, my business is a huge success. So just tap the side of your hand while I talk to you now. So what I want you to do now is to just think about any thoughts that have come up while you've been saying that affirmation. Any sort of like doubts, any sort of like limiting beliefs that have sort of risen to the surface. I want you to really sort of like think about those, and stop the video and write them down, and then we'll carry on with some more. So do that now if you need to. Stop the video and write down. Okay, so we're going to just carry on now, and what I want you to do is I want you to really take your time with this. I want you to keep this affirmation as your key affirmation. If this resonates with you, if you want your business to be super successful, like really successful, then stick with this affirmation. I've had this affirmation for a good sort of like probably 3 years now. And it's an affirmation that I use constantly, rather than like say it for a few days and then don't bother for sort of like maybe a year or so. It's so effective when you're constantly using the affirmation. And so at this stage, to take that time, take, a couple of hours if you need to, longer, to just clear out that resistance. So any sort of like thoughts that came up for you that were limiting beliefs, tap on them, and then you might get another thought that comes up that doesn't support you. Tap on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish off, and I'm just going to sort of say the statement. We're going to just carry on tapping here. We're just going to say the statement, I just release any resistance to having a successful business, because that's going to be really helpful for you. So, sorry, I do 2 different sort of styles of EFT, so I sometimes get muddled up. But it doesn't matter, really, if you tap in different places and, the sequence is out. So let's just carry on. So I'm going to release any resistance that I have to having a hugely successful business. Release any resistance to having a super successful business. Again, don't worry if the words are slightly different, or you don't say the same words as me. It's absolutely fine. There's no set rules. I release all resistance to a successful business. I release all resistance to having a successful business. I release all resistance to having a successful business. I release all resistance to having a successful business. I release all resistance to having a successful business. I release all resistance to having a successful business. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, so I want to just go over this one more time. So I want you to do the original tapping where we literally say the statement, the affirmation, my business is a huge success. And that will bring any sort of beliefs, thoughts, emotions to the surface. I want you to note those thoughts down any sort of doubt, any limiting beliefs, and I want you to tap on them. So if you have a belief, you know, if your belief comes up and it's like, I'm not smart enough to have a successful business, tap on that. I'm not smart enough to have a successful business. I'm not smart enough to have a successful business. Because what that will do is that will just release any sort of like attachment to that belief, and it will clear that belief for you so that you can move on and you can create that ideal, that sort of like hugely successful business that you want. So that's an important stage. Then, you know, you can finish off with, you know, release any sort of resistance. You can even say things like release any hidden resistance that I'm not even aware of. That's something I do now because, you know, I've been doing this kind of thing for a long time, but sometimes I feel quite stuck, and so I will just sort of like tap on, you know, I feel stuck, I feel like there's some resistance to me going forward in my business with what I want to do. And so sometimes we're not actually aware of what the resistance is, and that's absolutely fine. You can tap on that anyway. If you want to, you can then finish off with a positive EFT round where you can simply say, my business is a huge success. My business is a huge success. My business is a huge success, because you've done all the clearing now. You've done lots of clearing now. So your mind now is more accepting of this statement. My business is a huge success. 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 I really hope that you've got so much from this video. If you've got any questions, please do ask me in the comments below. You know, I love answering your questions. I will always get back to you as quickly as I can. And, you know, this is a super powerful technique. It might feel silly to you. You know, when you've done it, if you notice any sort of like changes, any sort of like feelings, you know, sometimes people get tired and things like that. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely normal. And sometimes it's sort of like the next day where you feel a little bit different, where you feel like, oh, I do actually feel a bit more successful. I do feel like I can make my business a success. So that's all for today. I will be back with another video. I'm not going to stick to my Monday and Wednesday schedule because I found it was a little bit restrictive for me. And I like this idea of the affirmations and the EFT working together. You know, that's a powerful combination. So I think maybe what we'll do is sort of maybe do some more of those kinds of things, you know, throughout the year, and see how that goes. Let me know what you think of this video. It is really powerful stuff, guys. So please do give it a go. Okay, see you later. See you whenever. Bye.